I begin to think, Wilson, said Sholmes, turning his head languidly in my direction, that there is more to this case than that which we have observed. Indeed, that there may be another part to this story that we are yet to discover. His eyes wandered, following the steam rising from his cup of herbal tea, leading him to the distant memory of that snowy evening. To the young lady collapsed on the pavement along Briar Road, and to the knife in her back. Lit in the soft glow of gas lamps, a most extraordinary scene had been set. And under the cover of a light fog, the curtain had risen silently on the insoluble mystery of our invisible killer.
Oh, hey, what's up? Mysteries afoot. So you probably don't understand anything that's going on, so basically, this is like the 4th episode. I said like 7, but it's like 8 now. But basically, the first part, you're accused of a murder you basically didn't do, so you're defending yourself in the courtroom with your friend. And you had to basically get yourself out of there, not guilty, for your friend to continue the study. And then on the boat, your friend got murdered. So you had to get yourself, like, solved again off the murder. Where did we sleep? The rooms are so where the fuck were they? Oh, it was a big hotel. Okay. Gas lights. Yeah, so your friend got murdered, basically, on the ship. Not murdered, it was like an accident with a cat. Like, she pushed him over because she thought someone was gonna tell on him for having a cat on the boat. And he, like, cracked his neck open on the bed thing. And then, basically, where we're at is the one character that was, like, you were on the boat, like, as a stowaway trying to go to Europe with your friend. But since your friend died, you're like, okay, I'll do the study tour, and then they put you in a test to try and get a not guilty verdict on someone. And then this is the 4th episode, basically. So he's, like, gonna become a lawyer. So they're just talking about the hotel. The building. I think Herlock Sholmes is in this episode. They should have just took the money from the fucking guy at the court case. Or did they even get money? Yeah, they're in London now. They're Japanese people from London over on a study tour. And there he is. Good morning. That's the Chief Justice. We have come to report on the outcome. Yes, I believe you had a very comprehensive initiation into British courtroom practices. It was very eye-opening. This is like there's another one that's like based... This one is like probably like the 6th in the series or something. It's like a prequel to the other series. Because there's Ace Attorney 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Investigations and Justice, which are like kind of in the present, and this one's in the 1900s. Mr. Naruhodo performed his duty to the end. I've already been apprised of the events. You conducted a remarkable defense. You may consider the test passed. No longer are you a student from the Empire of Japan. You may henceforth claim to be a fully fledged lawyer. My country is delighted to welcome young talent from such a Eastern. He just made him a lawyer then and there. And he has another case for me. Another case already? Nothing trains a lawyer better than practical experience. I don't sense dissatisfaction, do I? Yesterday's trial ended unusually. I haven't come quite to terms. The man was cleared. Yeah, basically at the end, someone there was no guilty party for the murder. And then someone burned the evidence. The culpability has not at the present line been established. The jury will not be required to proffer judgment. So he was the guy I was just defending. I mean, IRL, it would have probably just been they immediately accused the guy without even having all the evidence. I mean, he was gonna be accused without my character getting in there. I just can't help wondering if Mr. McGilded really was innocent. I never managed to ascertain the truth, and then the trial ended. Well, you needn't let it trouble you for a second longer. What? He died? Wait. I have 19 minutes and 49 seconds, time enough to talk. No way. Let me see if there's anything around this room. This is I believe they're suits of armor. Suits of armor like these are always possessed by evil spirits, and they roam around in the middle of the night. This book tells me everything I need to know about everything. If you're ever unsure, just ask. Over the top tombstone that's toppled to me. It's like everything that's normally made of wood and paper at home is made of bricks and stone. Yeah, it's their first time in Europe. So he has a giant clock. Okay, let's talk to him. Not like I need to, learn that information, that's just bonus stuff. Okay. After the trial concluded yesterday, there was a great commotion in the Old Bailey. As you'll presumably recall, an omnibus had been wheeled into the court. Oh! He was in there! He was the one in there and burned alive? Yes, of course, that was the scene of the crime which Mr. McGilden has been accused of. Well, the bailiff's attention was diverted by some other matter. The omnibus went up in flames. The police have identified a corpse inside the charred shell of the carriage of Mr. McGilden. The man must have slipped inside whilst the bailiff's attention was elsewhere. Immediately after the trial, McGilda did mention going back into the courtroom. I must be making tracks now. They're going to examine the omnibus, so I'm told. Asked if I could be present. So he lied about that. How did you find your first taste of our country's Supreme Court? Yeah, this is all just like reading, so there is examinations and stuff and like solving later, of course. Oh. Wait. Yeah, the whole thing is like the storyline. It's all story, basically. The judicial system is the most advanced. I think Sherlock Holmes is in this part. That your very first trial was a simple affair. How was that one? It was a trial you couldn't lose. They literally brought in a practice that hasn't been used for 50 years. Is something funny? My apologies. However, the fact is that you did not receive the not guilty verdict you set out to achieve. And that can only be attributed to exceptional talent. When you agree? Well, never mind. You exceeded my expectations, I freely admit. That much, at least, is undeniable truth, which is precisely why I've prepared the new case for you that I mentioned. So what are we doing? It's a murder and the trial starts in 10 minutes. It's nothing so alarming or quite so urgent. Completely different. No one has died as yet. The trial will not be delayed today. There is plenty of time to research. 23 hours, 43 minutes, and 19 seconds to be precise. Well, it's left me wondering if I'm really cut out for being a lawyer. I don't know if I could face standing in the courtroom again after the trial. Wait, what did he say? There is one similarity with yesterday's case. Once again, there is currently no one to advocate for the defense. The situation remains unchanged. Trials start with defendant So we just come here in Europe and there's all these cases with people that don't even have a defendant. And we're just some random person on a study tour that stowed on a boat where our friend died that was supposed to be the one in the study tour. "23 hours, 26 minutes, and 39 seconds until the court. Last time he mentioned the 23 hours, he said there's plenty of time." And one more thing. I'd like to ask you. That you intend to see through the will of your late compatriot, Mr. Ahsoka. I would be interested to hear what exactly you mean by that. Inside 34 seconds. Oh well, Kazuma always said that he wanted to learn how the greatest justice system in the world works. Now that he's gone, I'd like to work on the way down. There's something very important that I have to do. He would have. Thank you for an enlightening discussion. What's all this about? Mr. Ahsoka never mentioned anything of the sort. I urge you both to focus your attentions. I've taken the liberty of summoning the police inspector in charge. He'll be able to apprise you of the details. Okay, so now we gotta figure out what happened. Something very important that I have to do, Kazuma-sama. What did you mean? So he had something he wanted to do here, but we don't know. I wouldn't say he looks pleased to see us at all. Does he have chips? What is he holding? What the fuck is that? He just has an infinite amount of it. What's the weather got to do with anything? Listen to me, you young Japanese upstart. Some frippery about the weather doesn't get every English eaten out of your hand, you know. I'm a busy man. I'm a very busy man. There's a crime scene to investigate, but I'm here having to give the likes of you a talking to. Oh, I'm ever so sorry. Can you imagine what the other officers there will be saying? I haven't seen Gregson anywhere. Nah, he's too busy with the kids. And all because of some bumpkin who's here on a jaunt from the country I've never even heard of. Hear that ribbon sound? That's my reputation. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm his assistant. It's lovely weather we're having today, isn't it? She just said the same thing, and now he's like... It is unseasonably fine, I grant you. London winters don't see a lot of sunshine. Unbelievable, how did she pull that off? So, Lord Strongheart asked me to fill you in. The name's Gregson. Inspector. Does she know him? Are you perhaps the Inspector Gregson? This fucking eating is ridiculous. You're acting like you know this man. I do know him very well. He features prominently in the adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Oh, in the publication Rance magazine? Inspector Gregson and Sholmes enjoy a wonderful, friendly rivalry. Really, you the rival of Sholmes? That's incredible. Oh, well, I don't know about that. Sholmes isn't a professional like myself, of course, but he does come up with the goods from time to time. Mr. Sholmes is equally complimentary about you, Inspector, isn't he? You've earned his highest praise. Gregson is the pick of the bad lot of all Scotland Yarders. That's his highest... Well, Mr. Sholmes isn't particularly known for giving compliments. Yeah, that's Sherlock Holmes. Hopefully we get to see him. He's hilarious in this game. And thanks to that magazine, my name's known all over London town now. That's great. I have to admit that to start with I was a little well flattered. Everyone wanted to shake my hand. Well, that's wonderful. No, it's not. People are always looking at me now. They're whispering rumors. He's changed since he started appearing in those stories. The fame's gone to his head. Gosh, do you really think people are saying such mean things? Like I said, they whisper. So I can't catch exactly what they're saying, but I know what folk are like. I'm sure that's what they're saying. Here's eggs is eggs. What's the case be about? The case that we're going to as far as we're concerned, it's perhaps a witness. You're wasting your time. There's nothing you can do. There's no way to help the bloke now. Why ever not? Simple. The prosecutor that's been assigned to the... Okay, we already did a trial with him. We are very familiar. Believed to be the harbinger of death itself. The reaper of the Bailey. Lord Barrett We're gonna make him look like a... When Van Veek stands for prosecution on the accused side. Every single trial which he's been the prosecutor of So did he fucking kill McGilded? Or do something with it? Nearly out of chips. Inmate 53. So what's this guy gonna look like? The idea of facing the Reaper in court again is, well, if you think it's too much, there's no shame in turning the case down. But if the man they've arrested is innocent... I'm still reeling from the shock of yesterday. I want to see Herlock. So we're going... Where are we going? Briar Road or prison? Probably just whichever one first. Just go over here. Scotland Yard. She is really excited to see them. I have to try one on. Oh, she wants to try one of the hats on. Yeah, we're the fucking... We can do whatever we want. Let's start on this side. Probably not that many important things over here. He said the bicycle fad's gonna go out. Any occupation that involves taking both your feet off the ground seems reckless. I'll have to hire a bicycle. You can sit behind me while I ride you around. That's cute. Crystal Tower. There's probably gonna be something really crazy that's gonna happen with this. There always is. It's never simple. Oh. What are you foreigners doing here? Conspiracy with that mustache fellow from Japan? Asshole. I didn't realize the English had a tradition of making snowmen as well. examine that. Get arrested to ride it. Help me find a good stone. I wasn't serious. Is that all I can do here? Seems like it. So who's this victim? Or the accused? Our wooden walls feel a lot cozier than these cold stone walls. Inmate 53, your legal representation is here. My cat, as yet with no name, calling me by a number it's utterly I refuse to answer. That tirade of complaints was in Japanese. Excuse me, but they're all around hiding. I know they are. They're watching, listening. Even now I can sense it. This guy is insane. Are you Japanese? Beyond my wildest dreams. Forgive me for that outburst. It's been 12 long months since I left my hometown, and here I am in a frightful fix in a foreign land. He definitely didn't do it. So hearing the sweet sentimental tones of a compatriot's voice here in this damp dark hellhole was a most monumentally moving moment. Who would turn out to be a fellow Japanese. Yeah, the characters in this game are amazing. How crazy they are. One of the jurors in the other case just had a knife and was just constantly flipping it and stabbing the stand. Noble, nurturing, never failing Nippon. A first-class lawyer? Oh dear. Why you been deemed as a suspect? Can't stay sullen and silent. I'm not quite sure I understand what he means, but he seems happy. I am a lawyer, as you said. My name is Ryu. And I am Narahata-san's judicial assistant. I am a visiting student sent here by our government. Notably notorious name Natsume, Soseki Natsume. Call me Soseki, please. I'm a poet, you see, a writer of haiku. It's something of a nom de plume. You mean an alias? That's right. No, don't be so prosaic. And a haiku that really reminds me of home. Did I hear that say that you are a visiting student sent over here by the government? Yes, that's right. A year ago I was told to go and study English. First I had to suffer that misery, and now this. suffer that misery? Did you not want to study? No, I mean, I've had interest to Great Britain for some years. But just because the government tells you to do something, does it mean you can do it? No. What do you mean? If they told me to study English literature that I could have understood, that's my field. But no, they told me to study the English language. Utterly unbelievable, unjustly unreasonable. Only the other day I was told to send a report about my first year. I tendered a blank piece of paper. Wise words on whitewashy. Is he just gonna keep doing this? You must be a man of great standing. Oh yes, so often. So why the fuck would someone like this just stab a random lady in the back, and why would people just believe it? Could you perhaps tell us? I didn't do it. I didn't commit that atrocious murder. Stabbed before your eyes, you mean you saw the attacker? I didn't see anyone. If I'd seen the person who did it, do you think I'd be locked up in here? This case is becoming complicated. Why did that silly woman have to be stabbed in front of me? It's the curse of London. Incredibly, inexcusably, irritatingly inconvenient. He didn't see the attacker. I wonder if he's gonna do this at the court stand too. In the courtroom. That'd be funny if he did his, like, examinations just as a... It was an accursed evening just after the snow. I'd been to the bookshop to buy some books. Sure, the bookshop wasn't accursed too. As I was walking along that accursed pavement, I could make out the sole silhouette of another ahead of me. A woman wearing a green overcoat she was, and just as I went to overtake her, she suddenly let out a little scream and collapsed. Yeah, it's when you actually get into the courtrooms, it's fucking crazy. I called out to the woman, but she didn't move, and it was like ghostly, ghoulish, grim graveyard. This fucking guy. Slight exaggeration there. I was terrified. I had to get away from there, so I ran as fast as my legs would carry me back to my cursed lodgings. That's not good. They'll say it was shameful, I know, to run away like that. Tell me, was the victim an acquaintance of yours? Don't be ridiculous. Do you think I know any of these fair-haired English, and a young woman at that? I'm a diffident, shy, timid, unsure. I can't talk to people. I see, a young woman unknown. And at the time it happened, who else did you see nearby? Regrettably, apart from myself and the woman, I didn't see a soul. So the victim was unknown to you, and there was nobody else on the street. That creates something of a conundrum. What do you mean, the conundrum? Well, if Sasaki-san has just told us is true, there's something I can't explain. He says that he didn't know the victim and that no one else at the scene, then apparently fled without having been seen. Here, one sec. Okay. One sec. Let me find something. Okay. Can you still hear me fine? I did it. But if that's the case, surely this man has to be the culprit. What did you just say? Nothing. Oops. Actually, that's what was troubling me. I was thinking, how did Saseki-san actually come to be arrested? He didn't touch the victim and there was nobody at the scene to see him. So, how did the police ever discover that he was in there? I just changed microphones, so... Oh yes, she's right. It was him. That accursed great detective. He led the police to me. Of all bad luck. A cursed great detective? Could it be... I shall never forget that man. This haughty laugh and his self-proclaimed great life. Brash, big-headed, busybody, be gone. May you be cursed until the end of your days, Herlock Sholmes. I knew it. Oh yeah, he's here. We're gonna go see him. Mr. Sholmes? Well, I didn't expect to hear that name from this man's lips. It was the morning after that nightmare had unfolded on the pavement before me. I was gnawing on a sliver of hard cheese when some men suddenly burst in through the door. I started shouting. This is the police. Put the weapon down. Yes, it was a thin sliver, and yes, it was hard, but I wasn't eating a weapon. Disgusting dietary discrimination devils. He's got away with words. You clearly had a trying morning yesterday. And there was, in the middle of the policeman, grinning like a Cheshire cat, that Herlock Sholmes. It's actually just Herlock Sholmes, he's English. I've since found out that he's a famous name in detection here in London. Just making a quick save. What is the Clouded Kokoro, though? That's the name of the case. Yes, the great detective is really very well known, and his overly sharp mind managed to deduce my whereabouts, apparently. He thinks I'm the knife-wielding madman, me, this weak, stooped kitten of a man. I wonder what great deduction process led him to the conclusion this time. Do you mean to say that Sholmes' deduction was the only reason the police arrested you? That would be really most unreasonable. Well, the thing is, I was thrown into a panic when they barged their way in. Of course you were, that's only— I was terrified and trembling, and they kept throwing question after question in impossible English. Fiendish foreign film flammery. Well, we are in England, you can't really blame them for questioning you in English. Good point. But my mind went blank, I knew I had to answer, so I just kept repeating things like, yes, and I'm fine. The next thing I knew, I was in manacles, and before I knew it, I was thrown in here. I'm fine. He's not fine now. You can just call me Naruhodo, and when we're speaking English, a simple mister is more than enough. Oh yes, alright. They've really got to me. This country is poisoning my mind. But please, defend me in court. You can tell them what really happened. You'll do it, won't you? Of course. Why is it so hard to say yes? Well, the thing is, I'm just a student like yourself on a study tour. A student? I've defended a case in the Old Bailey, only the one though. But I really don't know what I'm supposed to believe in. I'm confused about what justice in this country even means. I'm not even the foreign student who was supposed to be here. I'm sort of a locum lawyer, I suppose. But that armband, that's the mark of a defense lawyer from our great empire. It's a keepsake from the man who should have been here. He was my best friend. A keepsake. I know exactly what they're saying about me. What do you do? The lawyers, all the British defense, they won't defend me. For the same reason, as you noted, when it happened, there was only the victim and myself around, and I ran away. I'm not a fool. I know it looks as though I must be the culprit. It must be very hard. And anyway, I'm a student from overseas. I'm a foreign nobody to them, someone not to be trusted. I heard them openly laughing about me before in my earshot without any compunction at all. Any trial for this man would be a waste of time, they said, and of course the foreigner did it. They even had the gall to say the man doesn't understand half what's being said. They're wrong. I've studied more English than half the policemen out there on the streets. I've traveled halfway around the world to learn about these people's countries and history. But no one here wants to listen to a man with a strange accent. They all hate me, so at the very least, I'd like to entrust my fate to someone who can listen in my native tongue. You could do it, couldn't you? When I look in your eyes, I can see it. I can see what you've been through. It's just that... Give me a little time. I'll do what I can for the time being. We shall investigate, find some clues that will give us much better chance. I'll be here all alone waiting for you. We have a case. So are we gonna go to Sherlock's? Where are we going now? What if I present this? Why else would you show me that? Oops. Okay. So where are we going now? Are we going back? No? There's Gregson. What's the Japanese delegation doing here? So there's 3 Japanese people now in Europe. Well, on the case. This isn't on the tourist trail, I'm fairly sure. So you've been to the holding cells? What do you make of the criminal? He's not a criminal, as you put it, he's a suspect. You Japanese like to stick together, I suppose. Yeah, this is gonna be a very weighted trial, because he's Japanese, so they're gonna be like, all just like immediately, nah, he's Japanese, fuck him. They're not gonna care. Take heart. Okay, I'll be right back. 1 sec. Okay, I'm back. I mean, of course they're gonna be rude, because they're fucking not gonna care about the Japanese fellers. I wanna meet Herlock again. The Yard is the most sophisticated police organization you'll find anywhere in the world. Oh, and you know, I've always dreamt of wearing a real Bobby's helmet. It does make them look the part, seeing that policeman there with his helmet on. Certainly get the sense that this is a man who will take no nonsense in his duty of protecting the city. Oh yeah, doesn't he look wonderful? Being a London Bobby is hard going, I can tell you. Oh really? First thing in the morning, you know what he does? Goes round and rouses all the laborers on his beat so they can get off to work. He wakes people up, raps on their windows with a long pole. Did it myself going back a bit. The Bobby works for the people of the town as just another one of his duties. After that, he starts tirelessly patrolling the streets. He has to cover 20 miles a day, that's the rate. Here, let me check something. Where is... I just saved... I love how it shows the screen where I'm at the home screen. So what's kind of funny is you get these costumes, but these are not until the next game. So these are the little, so you could, yeah, he's in this one. He's in this one. He's in a bunch of them. The first of it, Raise No Escape finds 2 trouble. I wonder how long these are. Should I don't, I'll play them later. Oh, here we go.
Objection! Now, let us engage in the art of deduction, Mr. Naruhodo. So everyone, let us begin. Sherlock Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular. It would seem the truth is now tantalizingly close. Yes, my mind is quite made up now. There can be no other explanation that accommodates all the facts. I'm a great British consultant detective, the only one in the world.
Objection!
Yeah, this is the guy that died, so...
Leave this to me. A Japanese man's katana is his soul. I'm determined.
It's kind of sad he died so early on in the first case. Wait, what is this? That's okay. So these are just like... Huh. Okay, let's go back. Yeah, but there's like little mini bonus episodes you can go through, but I haven't tried them out yet. I can't really imagine how far, but it sounds like a long way. 20 miles, that's approximately the difference from Tokyo to Yokohama. and chase after criminals trying to evade. They're expecting to handle jobs. Happened at around 5 in the evening. The victim... Fuck it, there he goes with his fucking chips again. Look at that asshole eating his chips. That munch. I never said she was a lady. Truth is, unless he come around pretty smartish, we won't be able to find out much about her at all. It's yard policy to give lawyers defending suspects the odd bit of information. Anyway, as far as we know, there is no one else on the scene. No, so who did it? The precise moment of stabbing didn't go unnoticed. They have 2 witnesses. A fellow and his wife. He's a copper from Scotland Yard. Oh, it's a fucking policeman. That's even more biased. Nothing peculiar about that, part and parcel being a Bobby, catching them banging the act. Be my guest. In court tomorrow. Oh yes, what? The person who led you to the suspect, I hear that was Mr. Herlock Sholmes. What are you bringing him up for? That twitchy Japanese bloke goes on trial. Are you going to defend him? No London lawyer worth his salt would touch that case with a barge pole, because the prosecution be handling by the Reaper. So if we get a not guilty, is he just gonna fucking kill the guy? The Reaper, he hasn't appeared in court once for a good few years. The only people he usually bothers with are the real scum, the master criminals, the violent ones. He handpicks his victims, only deals with those guaranteed to go to the gallows. But Mr. Natsume wouldn't hang for what he's accused of. He couldn't even say the intent was there. So this isn't the sort of a case I'd be expecting the Reaper to want to sink his teeth into. So they suspect more reasoning behind him being involved. Who did you hear that name from? It was Mr. Natsume. He said that Sholmes was with the police when they entered his lodgings. I'm sure it was the result of one Mr. Sholmes' inspirational great deduction. The man's an amateur, and I'm getting sick and tired of him showing his mug. I don't know where he gets his information, but he turns up at the scene of the crime, wanders around spouting incomprehensible rubbish. And before you know it, he claims to have solved the case. He's quite astounding, isn't he? He is a great help to Scotland Yard, though. So wait, is he even associated with them, or is he just like pop in there and be like, yo? And the so-called great makes a mockery of all of us. If you ask anyone at the Yard, it's a misadventure to be included in any Sherlock Holmes tale. Sherlock Holmes tale. Suppose there's an element. We work our socks off, every one of us, only to be frumped by the public thanks to the obnoxious detective. Oh, that's just what he does, just pops in there and it's like, yo. He's just his own detective. That really can't be true, can it, Inspector? Clearly the great detective and the police have a complex relationship. Well, I don't think we're going to get any more useful information. Well, it seems to me... I don't know if I could call him a genius in this game. You'll see. That we must speak with him about this. By him, do you mean Mr. Sholmes? Mr. Sherlock Sholmes, exactly. Look at those shining eyes. You can't wait, can you? Well, Mr. Natsume did blame Sholmes for all this. Which makes him involved party in the case. Are you just going to ignore that? It's not simply my selfish desire to meet with him again. The trouble is, we have no idea. It's Baker Street. How do you know that? It's in the stories, of course. 221B Baker Street, the most famous address in the world. Is that his actual address? That in the stories? We'd better try to find our way before Susato-san gets any more excited and unpredictable. So we're gonna have a reunion already. Yeah, he ended up being on the ship with us, so that's the first place we met him. Yeah! Sholmes is sweet.
Thank you very much. It's just up there overlooking the street. Good day. Thanks again.
This is it. The residence of Mr. Sherlock Sholmes.
Oh, that was just short cutscene. Now we are in his house. So this is where the great detective makes his living. It feels surreal to be here. Look at his messy place. Susato? Many famous cases have been solved here in this very room. Oh, I suppose they must have been, yes. I've never heard the story, so it's hard to get quite as excited about it as she seems to be. The detective chases the villain relentlessly as he disappears into the fog down an unlit London street. Did we just, like, break into his house? Like... I'll just stand here and... Please don't mind me. Is anybody home? Do we have a visitor? Is it a big new case for Sholmes? Hello? Wait, aren't you... I'll go make some tea at once. I'm sure it's the same girl. Do you see the girl who was just here? Oh yes, isn't it truly extraordinary to think that the King of Bohemia came to this very room to ask Mr. Sholmes to take on his case? Oh, he does coke? Well then, the King of Bowaria? King William Goscher Sigismund von Ormstein, of course. The Adventures of Sherlock Sholmes for a moment. Look over there. The tea's brewed and I have freshly baked cake. Ah, it's you. I knew it. Susanna recognizes her too. She was the one shooting all the fucking smoke grenades in the courtroom. No wait, she was the one shooting the smoke grenade. She's the one who made the smoke grenade launcher. Just looking forward to the trial run of my experimental smoke grenade launcher. I'm the inventor, I suppose, of that machine. It's the girl who turned up at the end of McGilded's trial. I've never met a lawyer from the Far East. Poor you, having to get straight to work when you've only just arrived. Oh yes, it was challenging. Well, try this tea, it's my special blend. What a fragrant, mellow flavor. I tried blending different leaves designed to alleviate fatigue. You must be exhausted. And you have another ticklish trial tomorrow. Oh, and you're going to defend a Japanese man. Did Sholmes tell you about this? Oh, you know Hurley, do you? Hurley? Sholmes to you, Shirley. Mr. Sholmes is a fellow passenger on the boat that brought us to Great Britain. Was he really? I had no idea. I'm afraid Hurley's out on an errand today, even though he's just returned from overseas. We met this girl for the first time ever, and only briefly. How on earth does she know so much about us? Did she deduce all those things? And perhaps more to the point, why is she here in Sholmes' suite? Oh, haven't introduced myself. My name is Iris Wilson. I live here together with Hurley. Ah, Iris is it? What a lovely name. What's the matter? No wait, this can't be. Did you say that your name is Wilson? Wait. This is like supposed to be the Wilson person that's his partner, I guess. They're very different in this game. Wilson is the name of his partner, right? Susie and Runo. Susie and Runo? Oh, Watson. That's what it is. Yeah, Watson. They would have had to change it in this one too, I'd assume. Wilson, Watson. Oh, that's funny. So I guess technically this would be Watson, the Iris girl. Okay. Of course it is. Oh really? It's often explained in the story's inspiration. I immediately started playing the coda, which was the closest Japanese string. Oh yes, well, Papa was beaming when I asked him if he would buy me one, but after a while he asked if I would only practice when he was out of the house. Yay, trophy! For having examined the violin before talking with Iris about the Wilson topic. That must have been an awkward... Okay, you had to examine the violin first for a trophy, basically. Now let's talk. Was you that we ran into yesterday at the Old Bailey? You were ever so helpful. Thank you so much. What did she do to the fucking girl? She was taking the girl in because the girl pickpocketed her shit and stole it. Uh-oh. Like this? You left with Miss Lestrade in tow, didn't you? The awkward witness Gina Lestrade. She just calls her Ginny. It was very naughty of her to pinch my invention like that. Are you referring to that trial-disrupting gun-like contraption? So I followed her to get it back. Perhaps I should think about fitting a self-destruct mechanism in my inventions. Anyway, I brought Ginny back here so she could apologize. Your technician? Hurley, of course. Hurley? Herlock Sholmes, we live here together. I had no idea the great detective had such a young daughter. Daughter? Not likely. What? I wouldn't call him Hurley if he was my father, would I? Well then, what is your relationship? Well, I expect you found out that lodgings of any kind in London are expensive. So the solution is to share the cost with a partner, a roommate. Your roommates? I hope you don't mind me asking, but how old are you? 10 at last this year. Well, what of your mother and father? Oh no, they're not around. She's fucking 10 years old, what the hell? Of course, go ahead. They're really dragging this out. They're not gonna show us Holmes. Sholmes. My stories are being read on the other... They're her stories? That's right. Hurley is always solving such amazing cases and he tells me... So she writes them down and probably, like, exaggerates it. It would be such a shame if I was the only one who ever heard them. So I was just in the middle of typing up the manuscript for the next issue. I'll tell you in on a secret if you like. I'm going to call the latest adventure the Speckled Band. The Speckled Band, that's very familiar. I always change one or two details in the stories here and there. Yeah, it's funny how they have this is probably like one of the more goofy, like, interpretation of him and his stuff. This time I had the trouble making a venomous snake to be the cause of all the trouble. Oh, what the fuck? Come on! That is not what happened. Oh, that was Mr. Sholmes' first thought as well, actually. And of course I know that a snake might not be a credible fit for the facts of the case, but it's a story, some poetic license is justified to make it more thrilling, I think, don't you? So, do you mean to say, are the stories about Sholmes that are published in Rants all written by me? Yes, on wonderful and very modern typewriter. But all the stories I've ever read are written by a doctor of medicine, John H. Wilson. Susato's hand's getting more and more worked up. Ah yes, that's me. I mean, my name really is Wilson.
That's all true. I am the doctor of medicine. At 10 years old? At 10 years old. Well, that's quite incredible. But Dr. Wilson is an English gentleman. So he's John Wilson in here. Well, not really, Iris, because yeah. I did alter the setting for the stories to be more compelling. Well, it sounds a little strange. A great detective with a 10-year-old girl in tow? I suppose it does. Poor Susan. She looks like her whole world has just fallen apart. About before. Yes, you're mine. How did you know that I was the lawyer and we just arrived in London? We have a difficult trial tomorrow. How did you know all that? Oh, that's what you mean. Tell us how you did it. Explain every detail. Of course, I'd be delighted. There's really no mystery. Now, let's begin. Proud to present her logic and reasoning spectacular. What? I already knew that you were a lawyer. After all, I met you yesterday in the defendant's antechamber. But you said that we'd only arrived in London. I observed a passport and travel ticket protruding from your pocket. So I was reasonably confident that you must have only just arrived. And on top of that, you accepted a case against that particular prosecutor, telling me you were unaware of London's court affairs. The Reaper. That's when I noticed the red ink stamp on the back of Susie's hand. You were given that when you visited the local prison to meet with a suspect, weren't you? They use those stamps to keep a close eye on comings and goings. And a red stamp is used for people visiting foreign inmates. So, that told me, even though that you only yesterday concluded the trial of Magnus, the two of you had already caused to visit a foreign inmate at a local prison. However, neither of you was wearing a particularly sad expression, so I concluded that the prisoner was unlikely a friend or relative. That led me to believe you must have accepted a new case. But how could you have known the trial is tomorrow? Well, having barely been home a few hours, Hurley solved yet another case. It obviously amused him. He told me that he'd caught a Japanese man who was bawling and trembling. Now, Runo has that fancy Japanese sword, and I think your outfit is called a kimono. Well, anyway, it was clear that you both came from Japan yourselves, so I put two together, and you must defend the Japanese man Hurley caught. There was only one conclusion those facts could lead me to. You both came here to ask Hurley about the case. I like how she just fucking knew literally everything, just without even being told. Hurley is always stabbing his notes with a knife, you know, he is silly. And that's all there was to it. So that was one of her great deductions. Was it a winner? Were my deductions correct? They were spot on. You even managed to discern something of Mr. Sholm's delivery. I was just copying Hurley's style. You could tell us about the case involving the Japanese man? You will, won't you? Here, let me check something. Is this the blackboard? Oh yeah. Black Peter, what does it mean? A black cat called Peter went missing. Hurley tracked it down at the fishmonger's in the end. There's an accolade for looking at all the iris blackboards, so I know what those are now. Look at her nice little chair. Oh, there's the thing up here. Mementos. So yesterday, Schwalms apprehended a Japanese man. Hurley had arrived in London, but the police were waiting for him at the railway station to take him directly to the scene. Witnesses had seen a short, shifty-looking, stooped man running away. There's really not much to investigate, though. But I don't hold out much hope for Soseki-san. Well... as you guessed, we'd like to ask him some... I expect Hurley is still investigating the scene. Mr. Nuts Ume? Did you happen to come across Gregson? Give Gregsy this from me. A 5-shilling piece and a postcard, it seems. Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust that it won't be a problem. So are we gonna find Herlock now? To be continued. Let's see if he'll take a break from his chips. You say you're busy, but you're literally just standing there doing nothing. From her ladyship? Her ladyship. Give that here at once. Come on, hand it over. That's for me. Don't wait for me to give it to you, will you? What was the coin exactly? Silver crown, but it's a lot more than that. It's, well, it's an appearance fee, that's what it is. Her ladyship offers me a little financial reward for featuring me every time. Her using my name without my say-so does make me the butt of a lot of unpleasant jokes. What do you want to know then, eh? Sorry. Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust that won't be a problem. We'd like to know the address of the lodgings. That's literally right there. That's it? It's just there. The landlord is John Garrett. So now we can go in there. Is Sholmes gonna be in here? Why the fuck does he have a cannon in his room? Where the fuck did he get a cannon to put in here? May I help you? Why does he have giant bullets, artillery shells, or whatever on the fucking fireplace? Where is Sholmes? Oh, we're just talking to him now. I'm probably gonna get off in a little bit, take a break, and I need a shower. Do excuse me not getting up. Took a shot to the knee a few beers back in the Battle of Mile On, don't you know? Earned a medal for my pains, but had to withdraw from service. So this is his room. Where the fuck is Sholmes chilling at though? Oh. Also, he looks like a fucking moon. Why does he look like a crescent moon? Is that gonna be symbolic to the game? He is stirring it with his pipe. Okay. So where did Sholmes go? Okay. A week? And she's doing that again. What does she have against this guy? I thought he was shady from the moment I set eyes on him. So she's just basically telling me that he's shady. How is that shady? He reads and doesn't hang out with people? That's shady. Could you clarify something? How do you know so much? Oh. They're both below us on the first floor in street level. Then how is it that you know so much about the lives of your lodgers? The precise times they go and come back, even the times they go to bed. Good grief, Joan, be careful, woman. I bet one of them stabbed the person. Watch the lady end up being the person in the top floor. The other lodger. Because it definitely wasn't the Japanese man that stabbed. It's always the butler maid. I mean, they already do seem fishy. What if she stabbed herself? What if they threw a knife out the window at her? Well, what if someone did throw the knife? Yes, was it? It's not. For the love of God, Joan, watch what you're doing. That's like the 4th time she's done that. His fucking cock is probably burned off by now. She's like pouring it right on his crotch. Oh. Starves himself like 20 times. Wow. And there's another one. Yeah, his is on the ground floor. Oh, Sholmes is down there. Is there anything else in this room? Oh, there's probably... I bet there's something suspicious under here. What are these? They're all like broken. The cannon was fired at it. Okay. You have a wild imagination. Are we gonna see Sholmes in here? Oh, there's a cat. What if the cat is gonna be like a witness? That's gonna be like on the witness stand? It wouldn't be too far-fetched. There's been a dolphin at the witness stand before in the series, and a bird. Yeah, I didn't play the one with the dolphin because it's a later one that I haven't been able to, that's not on like current consoles. But the one with the bird is like in one of the original games, and it's a parrot that literally just sits at the stand, and since it like remembers what people say, it like reveals some kind of like very important stuff. Kitty cat. Okay. What an adorable little cat. The lucky cat. Maneki Neko. It's not doing a very... Does his arm move? Where the fuck did he sleep? It's a receipt from a second-hand bookshop. Purchase is 4:45 p.m. So where were the... Hey, look, there he is! Look at him! He's just chilling in the fucking stack of books, just reading. That's funny. You couldn't see him from here, but then when you move over... He is just fucking chilling here. What's he reading? Hello? One sec. Doop-doo. We were together on the SS Burya. Yes, of course, the Burya. Let me see what happened on that voyage. It was Kasumi Asogi. He died tragically, but you were a great help. Ah, yes, but of course, the case of Mr. Asogi. It was the one with the snake, wasn't it? Well, you seem to remember something of it, at least. What an honor to be remembered. He looks like he does coke, too. Okay. In my brain attic. I pride myself on superior powers of recollection. Your names are recorded in my brain attic. And Mr. Susato. Miss Naruhoto and Mr. Susato. Try the other way around. I lose the first round. In truth, I had hoped to invite you both to my Baker Street suite the day we arrived in London. But some Scotland Yarders ambushed me at the railway station and whisked me away to a crime scene. It was an entirely trivial case. I solved the matter in no more than 30 minutes. So they apprehended Sozeki-san in that short amount of time. I'm afraid the pursuance of a new case has dulled my recollection of my past involvements. A little. It is a mistake to think one's brain attic has elastic walls and can distend to any extent. I do my best to forget useless facts, lest they should elbow out the useful ones. Yes, they are my own words of inimitable wisdom, from an adventure entitled A Study in Scarlet. There's no need to quote yourself. I always remember my pearls of wisdom, but fortunately my associate pens them beautifully. He means Iris, I suppose. We have some extremely important questions to ask you about the trivial case. Goodness, what an earnest expression. My dear, I should be only too pleased, and this murky room is an apt place to discuss the murky case. We know this to be the lodgings of a foreign student by the name of Saseki. It seems that you assisted in his arrest for the stabbing of a young woman. I believe it was the name, rather, but Mr. Natsume denies it. Was it really justifiable to arrest him on so little? I'm sorry, Miss Susato, but I have not the slightest idea what you mean. What? I can't believe he was looking Susato-san squarely in the eye while feigning ignorance. I assure you I am not merely feigning ignorance. It would appear as if the pair of you are under some misapprehension. I assure you I have no recollection of accusing your stooped compatriot of the crime. But that doesn't make sense. The good detective Scotland Yard made the following request, and I quote verbatim. We need you to ascertain the identity and whereabouts of a man fleeing. There were a number of books scattered on the pavement at the scene. From the book plates, I was able to determine the bookshop which they had been. On speaking, I was immediately led to this address. I believe there's a receipt around here from the establishment. So you don't think Mr. Natsume is the culprit? That I could not tell you, but it was aggravating my faculties, hence why I returned here. However, this place is such a trove of fascinating books, I found myself quite lost in bibliophily. Do not be deceived into believing that I'm a man of leisure. Oh dear. Tell me. Have you encountered the landlord? Yes. It was the first time I met a soldier from the Great British Institution, and it was the first time I met a maid. I didn't think it was that funny. I do apologize. As you may well be aware, many households in London employ a maid. I read as much in my Great Britain primer. And so conversely, whether or not a household employs a maid has come to betoken the social standing of those two dwellings. Put simply, those who employ at least a single maid are considered middle class. Those who do not are beneath that. In the upper echelons of society, households employ enough staff to constitute a large family. As you can appreciate, for those on the precarious boundary between the middle and lower, being able to afford just one maid is of the first importance. And it is precisely that reason that I find great stimulation, specifically in the retired army veteran, Mr. John. Affable as he is, the fellow is hiding something. Whether or not it imposes on the circumstances of this case, as I'm as yet unable to ascertain. This room is thoroughly suffocating for the soul. I assure you, any man whose lot is to dwell in a place such as this will stab somebody sooner or later. Mr. Natsume has stabbed no one. Sooner or later, as I said. Why is there no longer a window? No window? Well, I mean, I can clearly see that there is a window of sorts. But it's been blocked out with bricks. The answer is quite window tax. Window tax? Surely not a tax on windows. Precisely that. Until relatively recently, a tax was levied on households in this country by the number of their windows. Those of lesser means, having inherited a sizable and costly family home, perhaps rapidly closed windows up. While the rich opened windows here, there, and everywhere, in an effort to curry their favor with those in power by furnishing them with large sums of tax money. How awful, and then forcing people to live in rooms devoid of light. Indeed, disease was rife as a result, so some 40 years ago, the window tax was abolished. But its legacy remains, as you can see in squalid lodgings. I suppose Natsume's stipend for living here isn't very generous. These lodgings were offered at an extraordinarily low price. Because the room is so awful, I should think. Apparently, Natsume only moved in here about 1 week ago. The low rent is explained by the shabby nature. Well, I believe I've told you. Well, I actually defended someone in court here yesterday. Really? Well, then I congratulate you. I'm so proud. The thing is, it's really made me. Am I right to believe in my clients to trust in their innocence? Mr. Natsume didn't do it, did he? My dear fellow, I haven't the first idea. I thought that's why you were here. Didn't you come back to investigate? There are simply too many fascinating books. I couldn't possibly ignore them. The man who fled the scene was a young. There are witnesses who swear to having seen the same man commit the crime. I cannot say with certainty whether or not, but I'm quite sure that the retired army man is hiding something. I cannot be sure whether the landlord's secret will prove to be of relevance or not, but I wish you every success. He's gone back to his book. He's back over here reading. Mister. Yeah, these are really long, so. There's 10 total cases in this collection. It's 2 games in one. Okay. Yeah, this is a localization of the 3DS games that used to be Japanese only. And there's Ace Attorney Chronicles Adventure and Resolve. So this is Adventures, and there's 5 cases in each game. There's one more thing though. One more thing. Mr. Garrett is hiding. There's gotta be something behind here. Okay, so... mortar shells. So what's his secret? Like, look at this whole area down here. Like, what is he hiding? Oh, what the fuck is he doing in here? How did I just now notice him right there? What the fuck? Sholmes? We meet again. When did you sneak in here? Herlock Sholmes, at your service. I'm given to watch the evening sky as the sun sets. It, as cheerful as the room downstairs, it lacks an aperture for such observation. Keeping an eye at one's windows at dusk is a prudent thing to do in London. I thought perhaps you might be in need of a certain great detective's great mind. Wait, he's not talking. I didn't expect to be going through that again so soon. There's a mighty secret in this room, my eyes even the most trivial of trifles. Oh shit, he's gonna do a great deduction. Your standing as a landlord is most certainly not what one might call first rate. I'm afraid that it's all too clear. There are two conclusions I've been able to draw. Even as we speak, you are concealing the presence of a ferocious beast in your care. And the second is that the result of the beast's violent rampage, you have lost something very dear. How could you possibly? No. The answer couldn't be simpler, sir. For in the dense jungle of logic and reasoning, I am the king of beasts. And I only know that wild beasts are not easily tamed. His logic and reasoning spectacular. Let me save here in case I mess up. Certainly shouldn't take a great detective to see that a fearsome beast has been on the rampage of late within these four walls. Thus we are faced with the question, what form might this beast take? For a man with military breeding, your eyes are uncommonly candid. The true nature of the beast that has run rampant here is revealed by the lion statue. That you had a living, breathing specimen shipped from India which you tried to keep in this house. The chilling traces of a wild rampage are very much So he had a lion and he's trying to get rid of it at a circus? What the fuck is this? What the fuck? What does this have to do with anything? That you have deep feelings for this beast. Oh, you're good. I have no idea what is happening. Holmes is now accusing this man of having a lion. Pile of bills that have given rise to the pain you suffer. For cartloads of meat, potatoes, wheat, and tea. Feeding your beloved has had a devastating impact on the financial circumstance. Oh, that's a candle on the ground. Having tired of the taste of cake, the beast began to stalk its next prey. The lion attacked and ate the carpet? What? Those aren't teeth marks, that's a fucking burn. So basically with these, you have to just fix the things that he says. Like there's a few wrong words in what he says and you have to figure out which ones to replace them with. My revelations can make people spill tears at time. Sorry to butt in, but could I make an observation? Do you really think a lion could have fit inside a room of this size? No doubt the former... What? You're claiming the fucking cannon was used on the beast. Now he's saying the lion likes tea. What is he on right now? Yes, this lion got shot by a fucking cannon and loves tea. Oh, the course correction. Okay. Make a save. So, Mr. Garib's gaze. This. So, I wonder if it's that. Yeah, that's what it's gotta be, because it was like hiding right behind the lion. So was his wife the one running rampant? So let's try this.
Take that!
The true nature of the beast that has run rampant is revealed by the newlywed bride. And will we lament the fact that her face is obscured? Was your wife? The beast in question fails to where could this angry creature have disappeared to? Your dress pocket. So what's this one then? You hear? I'm still on the mic, right? His wife is the maid. No, his wife is the teapot. So what happened if the fucking maid is his wife now?
Take that!
Oh no, that's not it. No? Oh wait. Is there something on the... Wait, does she have the... Oh, there it is, right there.
Take that!
Yeah, basically you just have to examine and correct the Sherlock statements. Indeed, that flowery band gleaming on your finger gives you away. Why would he hide the fact he has a wife? You are Mrs. Garib herself. Why would she hide the fact? This is the wife. So wait, what did he say? Rather than let herself go, you might say, but she was a bally quarterback. What? After all, you are a retired army man, yet you are in the business of renting out rooms. I would assume, therefore, you have insufficient means to employ a maid. I was 2nd Lieutenant of the 3rd Regiment. A man has his pride, don't you know? It's a sorry thing when a chap can't even afford to have a single maid. You mean Mr. Garrett and his wife work as a maid? Precisely. Only in company, but listen here. This remains top secret, please. The raging wife of Mr. Garrett. Painfully clear that you still have a deep feeling for this formidable beast. Indeed, his blissful... Okay. Miss Garrett is standing beside her husband. In other words, he hasn't lost his beloved at all. So perhaps that supporting arm that seems to be propping up his head has some other significance. Oh. Oh, wow, he got slapped hard. Holy shit.
Take that!
Your weight, that slap cheek. And of course the deliverer of that impressive mark that refuses to fade was you. Well, yes. You have been desperate to hide the slap mark on your cheek, sir. Nothing escapes the notice of one trained in the art of observation. Why were you subjected to such a violent slap? She's a person, not a thing. She's also a person who gave her husband a mighty slap in the face. Okay. Oh! Well, that's very suspicious.
Take that!
The love note. Perhaps the cinder of the snow. Assert Miss Mary is the fly in the ointment here. How does she have so much tea in there? I bought the bug at the second-hand place and that note must have already been in there. That slap. No, not that. Oh. It's gotta be the candle.
Take that!
Why did they just leave the fucking candle on the floor? Like... Are they too lazy to just fucking take the half a second it would to pick that up? It's so cute when they do that. They're just like standing together, just like... I salute you. What? He just fainted. Deduction complete. So they couldn't... So this is basically just gonna be like, they couldn't be a witness. All of this is just gonna be like, oh, there was smoke in the room, they couldn't have been a witness. The lion's pride. Well, that's what I'm guessing it's gonna be. Cause how else would this be even fucking relevant to the case? It was 2 days ago around 5 o'clock. So at exactly the same time as a terrifying incident unfolding. Even more terrifying, I can assure you. What can I do? I think we've got to the bottom of the situation. My dear fellow, if you recall, I did say as much outset. I warned you that although I knew the retired army man to be hiding something, I could not be sure whether his secret would prove to be of relevance or not. So the relevance is basically they couldn't see. They're not witnesses now. So literally all of this it is of far greater importance. Visiting hours of the prison will soon be over. So we gotta go accept the case now. Wait, who the fuck is this? Excuse me? What? I know thee not, old man. Fuck. Who are you? What the fuck are these people? Horatio? Who's this Horatio fellow? Excuse me? What the? I'm sorry, it just looked as though there might be some problem. My associate here is a lawyer. A lawyer? What? If I could be of any assistance, I'd be happy to help. Tisk. Fine, I'll be on my way. This ain't over yet. Get thee to a nunnery. Do I look like a bloomin' nun to you? What the fuck? I do hope you're not injured. Oh, fair Eastern maiden, thou art so gentle, thank you. What was all that about? There are more things in heaven and earth than are dreamt of in your philosophy. I'm not Horatio either. Are you a lodger here in the Garib residence? Oh, fair, thou art so right. Yes, I do dwell in this. Is this fucking like William Shakespeare or something? Ah yes, Natsume, oh more worthy a polemist in my battle of words, near could there be. Battle, did you say? Who is the stronger, Hamlet or Macbeth, or Mr. Natsume? I sparred long into the night. I don't understand, but this gentleman are acquaintances. I can tarry here no longer. Fare thee well. So we're gonna accept it. You're here, you came. I'm so touched. We are so sorry to have kept you waiting. Relax. If I were a cat, I would purr with pleasure at the company of such fine compatriots. Noble, nurturing, never failing Nipponese. Didn't he say that one before? There is nothing more reassuring than familiarity. On the other hand, it is through friendship transcending international borders that truly appreciates the fact. Such is my belief. What is he doing here? It's you, the miserable, rotten spy, Herlock Sholmes. What are you doing? I have no intention of doing anything, save observing. But whatever do you mean? Well, having encountered some curious reading material in that room and having unmasked the secret identity of that eccentric pair, I decided I should drop in on my way home to see how our divested friend is faring. Gloomful room? At least your accommodation here offers a window. Anyway, I must commend on your taste in books. My day has been a delight and cost me not a penny. How dare you, Herlock? Ugh. I've had it, I'm through, it's the end. I should never have come to Great Britain. Haunted by spirits, no doubt my luck will be cursed in tomorrow's trial. My whole life is bedamned. His lodgings were cursed. There is much truth. Cursed is a wholly appropriate description for the man's lodgings, and indeed for the trial. It's cursed because they're gonna be like, oh, he's just a Japanese man in Europe. The defendant passed away. Oh no, he couldn't have, surely. You have such wonderful notions. The man isn't a mass murderer, he's a court prosecutor. Then why are you trying to scare me? That the real truth about the man is even more terrifying than your hypothesis. Van Zeeks is, however, in London, exceptional. Does not equate to winning every case. You are no doubt aware in a British criminal trial there is both a judge and a jury. The judge officiates based on his excellent system. However, public opinion in particular is somewhat easily manipulated. Right. Criminals and corrupt lawyers can use it third, by any means, contriving evidence, calling imposters, and so on. But it means the wrong verdict can be passed. And sadly, is from time to time. It simply is the reality. And that's alright. However, those indicated by Lord Van Zeek cannot escape. Their fate is sealed. Within months, they all disappear as is most striking. Disappear? Perhaps they are trampled under a carriage, perhaps they fall in the Thames and drown, perhaps they are suddenly overcome by fever, or attacked by highwaymen. All examples of the reality of the events here, I'm afraid. I'm a dead dodo done for doomed. That didn't take long, man. All the time from da till da. You must have been very lonely. I've had to move a number of times, most recently to that room on Briar Road. The dodo thing? What was it? Dead dodo done for doomed. The rent is cheap, I have so little money, it appealed to me straight away. Of course I asked why. The landlord just simpered and said, the room is cursed. Oops. He quickly tried to cover his mistake, but it's too late. If you have something to say, then say it, but if not, don't mention it in the first place. The room really is cursed. Ever since I moved into the windowless hellhole. My sleep has been plagued with nightmares. I awake feeling as though I'm being choked to death. And my sleep has been plagued with nightmares. I awake feeling as I'm being choked. No, I'm branded a killer, thrown in prison. Nobody wants to know me. I'm surrounded by scary, sinister spirits. If only there was someone, just one person. Can no one find it to believe me? Sholmes. It's about the case, if you recall. The Buria, all that. The one with the snake. Well, yes. All that time I was a suspect, but you believed me and listened to my side. And you helped us investigate. I did. I want to know why. Why did you believe me? I see, yes, you mean... Because you are a grimly dressed, shady Eastern fellow found with a victim in a locked room. Well, if you like, yes. I'm a little surprised that the answer requires explanation. It's quite simple. You said, I didn't do it. But I could have been lying. Surely you must have had your doubts, but you have suspected me a little. I think perhaps you misunderstood. I neither recall believing in you, nor in that which you were telling me. You see, the only things I believe in are those I choose to believe. What do you mean? I make up my own mind. But I should like to believe the circumstances something as far as I'm concerned. I could have betrayed your trust. In that case, I should have made an elementary error of judgment, nothing more. Betrayal of trust is an overused excuse, meaning whether or not one should trust another is in the final analysis down to oneself. It's a matter whether or not one can trust oneself. Locum student Mr. Narahata. A defense lawyer is only good as his faith in his client, and that comes down to how much faith he has in himself. You were so right, Kazuma. Well, my dear fellows, it's time we were leaving, I believe. Already? Visiting are over, the garden will be. There is a restaurant near here that serves excellent trout. Would you care to join me? There is never enough time. Natsume, if you'd like the trial tomorrow, I'd be happy to represent you. Woo! I only experienced a British courtroom for the first time yesterday, and although the man I was representing found not guilty, I lost sight of something crucial. Something crucial? What to believe in, the defendant, justice, or the truth? But I've decided I must believe in myself above all else. And my instincts are telling you are innocent of this crime. I will fight for your innocence until the bitter end with every weapon available. I'd like to entrust my fate to someone who will listen to me in my native tongue, of course. It would be fair that your mind was in many ways made up from the outset. You merely needed the events of day to fully realize it. Would you be willing to stand by my side and help me? Absolutely. As I said this morning, you may consider me your personal judicial assistant. Okay, that's where to stop. This was like 3 hours. And we didn't even get in the court. Now we're at the trial finally, but not doing it yet. Okay, I'm hopping off for now. I still gotta take my shower. Eat.